Good morning, everyone. Here we are. It's Sunday, and this is our final practice as part of this challenge together. So this is day 7 of the 7-day yoga and meditation challenge. And in this morning's 15-minute practice, we are going to do a yin yoga practice, working on the full body, really trying to make this passive and soothing as a way to rest and care for yourself. This is also a no props yin yoga practice, so don't worry if you don't have any blocks at home, you won't be needing them. And our affirmation today is, I allow myself to slow down and rest deeply. So this is what we'll be working on through this yoga practice, and it's also the affirmation we'll be using in our last 5-minute morning meditation. So let's begin in reclined butterfly. This is Luna. She's joining me this morning. So you can come all the way down and bring the soles of your feet together, knees apart. You can either have your arms by your sides. I like to reach my arms up overhead to open up into the shoulders a little bit here. And we'll be holding each pose for about just 2 minutes or so, not in here very long. Try to let gravity do most of the work for you. You can close your eyes, internally repeating our affirmation. I allow myself to slow down and rest deeply. So even if you do have some busyness ahead today, these 15 minutes and the 5-minute meditation can be your invitation and your opportunity to rest and care for yourself. Slow, steady breaths right here. And if you had your arms up overhead, you can slide them back down. Use your hands to help lift your knees back up. And maybe just take a moment or two, maybe to do a little windshield wiper motion, or to just let your knees fall in towards one another. We'll do a few more poses laying down on our backs, just as a way to promote that deep rest and relaxation. Coming into our reclined cow face pose or reclined knee pile, you can cross your right thigh over your left and see if you can pull your knees in towards you, looking for a stretch, especially into our outer right hip. You might feel it in both. You can also make this a little bit harder by holding onto your heels or holding onto your feet and moving the feet away from you as you pull them down towards the floor. So take your time to adjust and get settled. Finding the level of intensity that is suitable to you. No tension in your neck or in your shoulders. Just relax here. And we can transition from here into a twist. You can keep your legs as they are. Reach your arms out into a little cactus shape, and you can just rest your left foot to the mat to help pick up your hips, move them to the right a little before dropping both knees and thighs over to the left. So we're trying to stack our right hip over the left one, either keeping your gaze up or looking towards your right shoulder. I allow myself to slow down and rest deeply. How can you carry this intention and affirmation with you for the rest of the day? And lift your head back up through to center. You can float the knees back up as well, uncross your legs. And before we do those two poses on the other side, it might feel good to stretch your arms up overhead and to straighten your legs, lengthening everything out. And we'll find our reclined cow face pose on the other side. So this time your left leg crosses over the right one. Maybe just pulling, working on drawing your knees in towards you, or bringing your hands towards your feet to move them away from the midline of your body and pulling them down. You might notice that one side is a bit more stiff than the other. Try to meet your body exactly where it is, not forcing a certain experience. Releasing any judgment that you might have. Slow, steady breaths here, in and out through your nose. And keep the cross of your legs. Just release the hold of your feet. You can bring your right foot to the mat, open up through your arms again. Lift your hips so they can move to the left a little. Drop both knees and thighs over to the right. And you might keep your gaze directly up, or you can turn towards your left shoulder. let's come back up, uncross the legs, and we'll lift up here, just coming to take a seat however you'd like. And we're not going to hold this as a yin pose, but just for like 5 to 10 breaths or so, have your legs out in front of you and just fold on down. So I'm not holding this forward fold for the 2 minutes like the other poses, just only like 1 minute or maybe even a little bit less. I know this can be a really challenging one to do first thing in the morning, but I just want to make sure we're stretching along that posterior chain from the crown of the head down your spine, all the way down the backs of your legs. See if you can relax a little more every time you exhale, letting yourself naturally round. And let your arms push into the floor to come up inch by inch, slow and steady. And we'll make our way into thread the needle. So from hands and knees, we're going to thread our right arm underneath us, lowering shoulder and ear to the floor. And I find this most comfortable by extending my left arm up overhead, and you can push a little bit into your right hip. And the further you get your right arm underneath you, the deeper you'll feel this through your upper back. And try to really breathe into your upper back so that you feel your rib cage expand in all 4 directions, front to back, side to side. I allow myself to slow down and rest deeply. If you had your left arm up overhead, slide the palm back in, push into the floor to lift up. Might feel good just to take a little cat stretch here. And we'll twist to the other side, thread your left arm underneath you. Maybe extend your right arm up overhead and shift your hips a little bit over to the left, so that you're isolating this twist in your mid and upper back, not tilting from your low back and from your hips. And let's release. Bring that right hand back. Push to lift up. And one more little cat stretch here, whatever feels good to you. And come to take a seat. This was our Sunday morning yoga practice. Thank you so much for doing this challenge with me. We are not quite done yet. We do have our meditation to get to, the last one in this 7-day challenge. I will see you there. Thank you again.